Court, my friend, today on the show, let's talk about something exciting with Xbox. I think we're both kind of giddy over this. We're dorking out a little bit, but we are talking about, maybe just a little, but we're talking about Dolby. Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, gaming in Dolby, now on Xbox. This has us pretty excited, doesn't it? Because we are both lovers and fans of, one, our audio and basically having that sweet, sweet sound. But now, looks like we're actually going to be getting a little bit more Dolby for our TVs, if they are compatible. We're going to go through some of the articles, guys. And if you guys enjoy the show, do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Ding dong, Court. How you doing? Good stuff. Didn't make it dirty.
You didn't. I appreciate
No, but it
that.
sounds like it's going to be. All right, we're talking about Dolby.com in this article. We'll have it in the description below. Unlock gaming in Dolby on the Xbox Series X and S. With Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, every detail you see, hear, and interact with is enhanced. Experience greater highlights, contrast, and vibrant colors that reveal the details around every corner. Heighten your awareness with hyper-realistic spatial audio for an edge over the competition.
And with Dolby Vision, truly dynamic HDR, unlock a more extensive, more precise color palette and contrast that's sharp as it is pure. The next level gaming with next level HDR. More than 100 titles optimized for Xbox Series X and S will benefit from Dolby Vision enhancements, delivering a more accurate HDR gaming experience.
Then we've got the next level for gaming. So Dolby Atmos moves sounds from the game all around you with 360 pinpoint accuracy. Track teammates and enemies alike with incredible accuracy, even if they're above or behind you. Gotta watch out when they're behind you, Court. Download the Dolby Access app on your Xbox console to start your free trial of Dolby Atmos for headphones, which is a great idea because we both have that, and set up Dolby-enabled devices or adjust your audio and your image settings. And then, Court, they actually have a little bit of a breakdown of the titles that are available. So some of them that jump out to us, I think, are Psychonauts 2, maybe Flight Simulator, which is pretty cool. I think that for your airplane is pretty cool. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Gears 5, which we'll talk about in a minute because you've had, the main point here is that you've had a chance to actually experience this. Borderlands 3, Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is a really fun game, and The Division 2 are just some of the highlighted titles for this experience. Court, talk to us, though. Number one, what is your overall impressions and reactions to this? Another little check mark for Xbox, for Dolby. I know you're really big into audio and as well as having that experience on your fancy LG OLED TV, you fancy man. But talk to me, but what does this do for you? And what was your overall experience?
Well, during this pandemic, I invested in a home theater system. I sold my hockey card collection. I sold my vinyl collection. I got a lot of money for it. I wasn't using this stuff. I ended up buying an LG OLED CX. I thought you could just get any 4K TV. I got this TV and I got the Dolby Atmos surround, and it blew me away. It was something that I had never experienced before. And then even my wife was like, all we can do is watch on this TV. We want to watch movies. And if it doesn't have Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, we're like, ugh. It became like a point of contention of whether we wanted to watch something or not, because the experience you get from the two of them combined really is a game changer. It's just a coin of phrase. You don't get this available on the PlayStation 5. You do get 3D audio, which pretty much sounds the same as the Dolby Atmos. So Dolby Atmos is available on any headset, whether your TV is compatible or not, as long as you have the Dolby Atmos app. So for everybody out there, you don't have to go out there and shell out, $1,300 right now and go buy a new TV. If you have that expendable cash, I would recommend going out there and going get a TV that is Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision compatible, because I was testing out Gears 5. I've been playing Gears 5 with Dolby Atmos on the whole time that I've had my Xbox Series X. It's been phenomenal. You love the fact that you can hear sounds to your right and left. When there's an enemy coming, you actually know based on the audio where they are on the screen. You don't have to always search around. If there's a collectible that you have to pick up and it's making a sound, like for example in Psychonauts 2, the safes, they make noises, or the purses or the suitcases, those also make noises. You know where they are based on the audio. You can follow the sound, and the sound you will hear it. If you're having a conversation with a character and you turn your character around, even Batman Arkham, I hear the conversation behind me on my headset.
That's pretty cool.
So it's compatible with any game, the Dolby Atmos. Now, Dolby Vision, it allows you to not have to worry about your settings on your TV. When we buy new TVs or we buy new consoles, the first thing we do, go on YouTube, we start looking up video settings. We look up what's the best way. With this, you can literally go into your Xbox Series X or S, click off everything that's you can do with the monitor or TV that you have, and you'll know that every time you turn on the game, it has the best HDR settings, it has the best sound settings. Everything is the best.
So I shouldn't.
It is, yeah.
So on that point, though, I guess I would even ask is if I upgrade my TV, so I don't need to then really mess around with the calibration settings in it. It will basically be like when I flip over to my Xbox with Dolby enabled, it's going to actually take over. So it'll put it in its own Dolby gaming mode, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it'll have, for example, on my LG CX, it will say instant game response.
Yeah.
It'll automatically go into gaming mode. But if the game has Dolby Vision, automatically, like for example on Gears 5, when I turned it on, they had the loading screen came up, and then the screen flickers, and automatically the colors brightened up, and Dolby Vision set up on the top right-hand corner of my TV. Okay, now, Dolby Atmos comes through my sound system or through my headsets. I recommend, to be honest, to play it with the headsets on. To get the full experience through your sound system, you need it pretty loud. So if you're married or you have a significant other or anything like that, you probably don't want them hearing or shaking the house. But when you have the headsets on, it's great. But with Gears, I noticed it automatically pops. A great example also is a game like Assassin's Creed. When you go into a cave or anything, it's really dark. If you have Dolby Vision supported on your TV, the blacks are pure blacks. The contrast. It's just it's weird. It's weird to describe that you never have to worry about what is on your screen, because there's a lot of games where you're fooling around. You want to make sure that you can see things, and first thing you do when you get a game is you got to check the HDR settings, right?
Yeah.
So you're setting it up, and you're always wondering no one knows how to do it properly unless you watch a video.
And I'm always wondering too, because I am that guy. I will go in and tinker with my settings, and even for certain games, I will pause and I will adjust the brightness, the black levels, things like that to make sure that I got it kind of optimized. But I always feel like I'm a schmuck doing this myself. Like, I'm not doing this right. I'm doing it based off of what I think is looking the best. Or you watch a video or you read something. And I always feel like, am I experiencing what even my HD TV can do? And I don't feel like I'm maximizing it. So it's really cool that you be able to literally just, if your TV is compatible, that it would literally just turn it all on and play. To take that, and again, it's not everybody. The average consumer is really probably not even paying attention to their TV settings. They just turn on their TV and it's in vivid mode and they just go and they think it looks great. But to optimize it, that's really, really cool. Now, here's another question though, and I don't know if you've done this yet. So does anything happen if you toggle to a movie? Because on like my Series X, I'll watch Avengers and I got to change it over to movie mode. Does anything happen on that front? Does it flicker? Does it change?
So you can go into your settings, into your video settings. First, you can check. You can do the 4K details, and it'll come up with this checklist. And then you can also do check marks in another settings, under that settings as well, and you can have it automatically detect things. So you can get it. So most movies are in 28 frames per second.
Yeah.
You'll never want. I watched a movie once in 120. Yeah, I'll never do that again. Even in 60, it looks like so. It has the soap opera effect.
The soap opera effect, yeah.
So you can have it. So everything, as long as you check it off, it automatically detects and it automatically does it. It really is one heck of a system. It automatically does anything. And there's a lot of content out there, like Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, and Amazon are the best streaming platforms for Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos content. Netflix is pretty much anything new.
Disney, it has Dolby in there. It has a little symbol.
And Disney Plus as well. And as much as the PlayStation has so many great things with regards to its console, this is one of the drawbacks that is not available on the PlayStation 5, the Dolby Vision and the Dolby Atmos. It's just not there.
This is what I always enjoy. It's an Xbox show, but this is what I enjoy about Xbox's way of marketing things. They take not almost a non-news thing for some that would just be like cool, but they're able to hype it up and they're able to give it a little bit more. Like, look at what we're doing. Like, I feel like they do a stronger job of relaying this message out to players, to console owners, versus that of Sony, where they say Sony does talk about 3D audio, and I have my PlayStation 5 and I love it. And the 3D audio, when I put on my Astros, I'm like, cool. And they've updated it recently. It does sound impressive. And with your DualSense controller, all of that feedback, the two of them working together, it does a phenomenal job. But they don't really market it as much, right? They don't put it out there as often as I find Xbox does. And it gets people a little more hyped up to be like, oh, I want to click on that. I want to download that. I want to download the Dolby app and see what it's all about. And it's just really cool. And I like that it's just kind of universal, like turnkey. Like I can just turn, if I get my new TV, turn on my console and I'm done. I like that players will not have to really mess around with anything. That's another key piece to all this too, I find, is with that ecosystem. Xbox is making it extremely easy for anybody to literally turn on the box and play and watch and experience something and not fiddle around. We've gone through this little mid ground too of like, as we've gone transitioning into the new generation of consoles where it's been like have 60, like fidelity versus performance mode, and these little like switch this versus this, and all these different calibrations you're having to do. I feel like the next step that we're going to see for this half of the generation is it's all like 60 FPS and the graphics are top tier and there's no like tweaking of settings. So I'm glad that they're going down this path. It's pretty cool. And we can see that the chatter, at least online from what we've seen, we think it's something small, but as soon as the articles are out there and we're posting them too, people are just like, this is awesome. This is exciting. And you see there's a lot more conversation around it.
Yeah. So our question to the audience is, does this move the needle for you? Are you more curious? And are you looking into purchasing a new TV? Let us know in the comments.